folks. It's kind of a, well, it's not too cold, it's not too hot this morning. It's just kind of in the middle. Usually it is a bit breezy, so usually the wind is kind of signatory for warm weather coming in. And in fact, right now it's signifying warm weather leaving. So we are about to get dipped into a polar vortex head first. And I guess I can't be ungrateful for the fact that Mother Nature has picked up a little wind chill and is kind of easing us into it. I'm just packing the buckets of feed out of the bathroom in the shop where I mix them up. Just over to the side-by-side, I'm gonna go deliver them here and then feed the sheep. I don't have to feed the chickens this morning because I've been doing that at night. Just basically filling the feeder, and then when they come out in the morning, the food is there. And that's been pretty handy. I've actually been seeing a reduction in egg production the last 3-4 days. They've been down, so it's not a huge amount of time, so I'm not super concerned. It may just be a blip on the radar, or it could be the beginning of a thing. So that's why, because it's significant. 8 to 10 eggs a day is significant. That's when your average production is 32 to 34. That's a big chunk, right? So I chucked that in yesterday's video, and I threw it out there as a question on our Facebook page, and a bunch of folks come back and said, well, it's because they're molting, it's because they don't have enough light, it's because of, and if you've watched for any length of time, we've sewed up all that stuff. The molt is done. They've been back to normal production now for a month. We are feeding high protein feed, supplementing with that black oil sunflower seed. They have supplemental light that comes on at 3 o'clock in the morning, goes off at 9 a.m. And they lead a very active, healthy lifestyle. So I'm not overly concerned with that, but we did cull some roosters last week over a period of a couple of days, which may have caused some emotional distress to a couple of the birds, and that's what kind of makes sense in my head. The other thing that it could be, I think, is perhaps weather forecasting. I think the chickens are smart. I think they know that there's about to be a weather shift happen. Whether or not that affects their production to that extent already, I would have thought maybe a day or two before, perhaps not a week before. I guess we'll see. But it does bring to mind one thing about engaging people on the internet. So we throw out something there, and the amount of people that came back and actually said, well, I didn't watch the video or I didn't read the article, but my opinion is this, was surprising. I was shocked how many people were willing to admit they didn't actually engage in the content, but they had an opinion about it based on the thumbnail. So there is actually a mathematical equation for how to engage people on the internet and make a decision about whether you should or should not answer the question. It's really simple. It's ARTQ squared. Always read the question twice. You can't go wrong. And if it's about politics or religion, just don't answer. Just walk away. Just walk away. So there are some pretty incredulous moments of self-doubt that happen on the homestead. For us, the big thing was the reduction in eggs. Today, actually just a few moments ago, I went and got the eggs out of the chicken house, and there was 31 again. So we're not quite 32, 34, but we're upwards on the right trend again. So we're moving in the right direction. So I'll end the day on a positive note with that one. I will say though, moments of self-doubt on the homestead is a big issue for some folks, ourselves included. I mean, we're learning every day, and sometimes you really do question whether you're doing the right thing or if you're doing enough. And there was a lady I saw today, she even said like she couldn't stand to watch some of the videos on YouTube as an example, because people seem to accomplish so much, and it kind of made her feel bad about her lack of accomplishments. And don't sweat it. There are days where, sometimes we just go out, we feed the animals, and we just go back inside, and that's all we accomplish that day. And that's fine. That's enough. It doesn't have to be, big projects every day or some magical thing to reveal. Sometimes if you're just going out and you're taking care of your animals, and you go back in and take the day to yourself,
That's enough. You're enough. Don't worry about it. Speaking of enough, I'm gonna take my 31 eggs. I'm gonna go inside and get these all washed up and then fix up a cup of tea. So I'll let you go for now. I hope you have a fantastic evening. We'll see you tomorrow.